Hey, this is Kaizoku Uncharted. We're a couple of siblings sell the vast sea of anime. If you think this is the crew for you, set sail with us each week. I'm Jakia.
And Justin. So Tower of God, season 2.
Yep.
You said you had a lot of notes. You had a lot to talk about.
Well, I don't know if there's like a lot to talk. I mean, it's just more like the story continues in the tower,
Okay.
and things have changed. Like a lot has happened in a short amount of time.
Well, okay, sure.
And so maybe saying like I have a lot of notes is a whole thing. I'm just saying like a lot happened. There was a lot that they threw at us in this season.
Okay.
We were introduced to like multiple teams at the same time.
Sure.
They were bringing people from the previous season back into this. It was interesting, like the way that they were like overlapping and layering stuff. It was a bit confusing at first. I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening? Like, what did I miss? Mm-hmm. And so there's definitely confusing and irritating at points because like even though I love the idea of Tower of God, I feel like it's a show that has a lot of potential, but it's just like sometimes there are so many moving parts that it gets really confusing.
It's still going.
I know, but I'm just saying. But it's like it's still. But it's weird. It's just irritating because like there's so much stuff and like these random nuggets. And I'm like, cool, this is gonna capture. It captures my attention, mm-hmm. which is great. But then it gets irritating because then we go back to a whole nother point, and I'm just like, can we just finish this one thing?
It's a whole tower. It's a whole lifestyle.
Apparently, it's a whole lifestyle. So yeah.
Okay. I was just I mean, I may have just misunderstood how to be. You know, your time was invested.
Time was invested. There are a couple of people who I can't stand already.
I forgot people are called regulars, so I was just like, okay,
right.
And I was just like, yeah, you regulars. So I was like, okay, cool. I was immediately, who is this Ja Wing or Wong man?
Yeah, I was like, who? Like, I can't stand him. He works my nerves, and like, he's the main character for the season.
I said, is this the new main character?
Because I'm like, why was there a switch for main characters?
Is he still a main character?
I feel like he's still a main character, unfortunately. Because now we have like 3 main characters now. We have 3. So we got Ja Wong Nam, and then we got Bomb, which is crazy. His name is the 25th Bomb, and that still works my nerves.
Bam.
And Bam. And
who's the 3rd?
Rachel.
She's a main character?
I got into it with you and Janae last time. I feel like Rachel, unfortunately, is a main character.
It's interesting that she's the main character based off
her connection with Bam.
Well, would that logic wouldn't it just be Khun's the main character?
No, Khun's not the main character.
Oh.
Khun was never going to be the main character.
But Rachel is with Khun's party.
Yeah, I know, and that was wild too. I was like, what's going on? I thought we got rid of her, and no, we didn't. He's not a main character. I feel like Rachel is technically a main character because she's the one who found Bam.
Irrelevant.
No, it's not. It's not irrelevant because she ended up being his whole reason for living, which was crazy because she's not even that great. Uh-huh. But it's like, how did she end up where he was and there was no one there? Uh-huh. So I feel like these moments I'm just like, well, why is she there? Why did she find him? And how is it that he and her both entered the tower around the same time? I'm telling you, I think she's a main character.
So that explanation brings up so many questions and concerns.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, so in Power Rangers, Zordon's the main character. He's the one who found and gave the powers to the Power Rangers.
One, I didn't realize how much you stand for the Power Rangers, but this is not quite apparent. I guess I need to start getting you like Power Ranger merch.
No, I'm just saying, like Sailor Moon. You know, her powers were given to her. I'm bringing to your world. So or who's the one who gave Cardcaptor Secure her powers?
That's not what it was. Those powers were awakened within them. They always had them.
So they were always there.
They were always there. Like Sailor Moon always had those powers. She wasn't gifted the powers by Luna. That's not what that's about.
but she's the reason that the powers have awakened.
You know what? I just don't think that makes any sense. I didn't say that Rachel was the reason why Bam's powers came.
You said Rachel's the reason for his existence.
It is, because that's the whole reason why
he already existed. Well, she didn't give birth to him.
Not in his mind. He's just like, this is my whole reason for living, which is crazy.
That's because that's all he knew at the time.
Exactly, and now he knows better, and he still chooses Rachel. And she pushed him.
He wants answers.
I don't even think he wants answers.
You should be able to connect to that. You want answers.
Listen, that's why I'm telling you the show is frustrated, because I'm just like, they're constantly giving me these little cliffhanger moments all the time. I need answers.
Mm-hmm.
I need full circle.
He needs answers.
Yeah. And she pushed him. I don't even know why we need answers about her.
He needs to know why.
He'll never know why.
Okay. We find out about this group. It's kind of hard not to reference Akatsuki a lot of times when you have the same color scheme.
Yeah.
Foog.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay. But I do agree with you on this. I don't like a lot of people's names in this show.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all over the place.
It is all over the place. It's like, who's naming these people?
I do not like the Wang Nan character.
He is awful. He's not strong. He's not anything. I feel like he's a Prince of Jihad.
I definitely think, he had that ring.
Right. So that's why I was like, but he was hiding it, but he's also not hiding it, which is weird.
I don't think he's hiding it at all. I mean, the ring is definitely being flaunted. I think maybe a lot of regulars don't know of the importance of the ring, maybe. Because he's trying to make it seem like it's a fashion thing. But I agree. When we're first introduced to this dude, I'm just like, first of all, you're a coward.
Yes.
And you're weak.
How did you even make it? It's like, there are too many weak people trying to climb this tower.
Again, it is a lifestyle.
I mean, I don't know.
It's a way of life. Because it's almost like you can't escape. Because they're making it sound like once you get to the 20th floor, people who have given up on making the tower, it's almost like I would love to see the world.
Mm-hmm.
Because it almost comes up.
I want to see the world outside the tower.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I feel like their world or their existence is the tower. It's almost like, is it wrong? Is it wrong to date and to find love in a dungeon or whatever?
Oh, no, yeah, pick up chicks in the dungeon. Yeah.
Like, that is a tower. In Unnamed Memory, like, there's this tower and so much things are involved with this tower. And for whatever reason for Tower God, I feel like there's just this tower.
It's just
like, if you look outside the tower, it's just a barren land.
Of nothingness. But then there are people that come into the tower who are not who aren't because they're not people who are not regulars are called
irregulars.
Right, which makes sense. But then also it's like, well, where'd they come from?
From outside the tower.
Right, but like you said, yeah, so we do need to see, I need to see a map. A map would be extremely helpful right now.
So, yes.
Because I'm just like, how do they get their powers from being outside the tower and then enter the tower? Or unless, like, are they only granted those powers when they enter the tower?
Interesting. Because, like, we have, like, children trying to go up the tower.
I know.
We have people who are, I can only imagine, giving birth inside the tower. Like this is what it is. Like, this is, like, we have these
like
no-name regular people. Mm-hmm. He started picking on that little girl.
That's crazy.
And I was just like,
get out of here.
I definitely can't stand him. So he could definitely go on the list.
Okay.
Or in the book.
Okay.
But yeah, and then I was like, okay, so we have Fu, who is an establishment or a group that opposes the jihad. Right. So I was like, okay. And later we find out that the jihad has partnered with the administration.
Yeah.
And that's why the jihad is untouchable.
Mm-hmm.
But only an irregular has the means to kill a jihad, or in case can kill an administrator, I guess. So, yeah, I'm like, okay, got it. Mm-hmm. But then we just get overflowed with all types of information.
So much information. All these people.
There's 10 great families.
Yep.
I was like, okay, tell us more. And we just we know of the one great family. I guess
Khun's a part of one of the great families.
Well, Khun is also part of a great family.
And that was crazy because we found out with the whole battle with the siblings. I was like, this is wild.
Well, we remember the first lady we ever met in the tower. She is apparently from a great family. Right?
Yeah.
Because she has her sisters. I mean, to start off with, they're like collecting stuff. She's like, she had 2 of them. She had her sisters start looking for Bam.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I'll do it if you give me this.
Right.
The screen was very bright. So I was just like, okay, what does she have to, procure for you?
Mm-hmm.
But then, yeah, like you said, then we start to see, just the real world. There are people trying to live their lives. This is why the tower is just it's almost like, poverty, middle class. It's just a way of living because there's no way in the world that little old lady running a ramen shop could be under the impression that she could climb this tower.
I mean, listen, I don't know. I mean, there's a real mass sense of delusion going on in this tower. I just don't know.
But there's people living. We have loan sharks.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We have mayors well, he's just a president. But at first I was like, oh, president of a company. But, now that I think about it, he's just the president of the 20th floor. So, we have a president, so it's almost like these floors are nations. The tower is life, and life is tower.
Life is tower, tower is life. Okay.
So, yeah. Now, at first I was very concerned because I was like, this is Bam, right? And then we are introduced to him as Jubiloli Grace.
I know, and I was all the way annoyed. I said, what happened in this brief time skip?
Sure.
And I was like, how do we have a whole new identity? He just looks like a totally different person.
I started to question myself.
Right.
I said, maybe this isn't Bam. At a certain point.
You fell for it? I said, this him. This him.
I knew deep down.
Okay.
But I was just like, maybe this isn't him. Maybe. And then it didn't help when they were doing the flashback stuff.
Yeah.
Because they showed Bam and Khun talking. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, I don't remember a scene with them asking to go on a date. So I was just like,
yeah,
maybe this is not Bam. And Bam is there with Khun getting asked out on dates. And I was just like, okay.
I don't know, but that's a thought.
Yeah, yes, but eventually, we see the redhead chick. And I was like, okay, this is Bam.
Yes.
And then the other Foog member called him Bam. So I was like,
yeah.
Okay, so this is Bam.
This is Bam.
Got it. This is what I needed to know. Little bit of concerns that I ran across in this way of living, because it's all about these stupid tests.
Yeah, we have too many tests.
I don't like them. I did not trust that old couple at all. I was just like, I don't think they run an orphanage.
At all.
I think they do kid trafficking. I don't trust them.
Right.
They can go on the book. Don't even know if we have names.
I don't think we got names.
I just called them the old couple. And, I kind of knew it, and I was just like, oh my God, don't accept this candy from the stranger.
I know. I mean, I'm so glad she was like, hey, to open this door for nobody.
Oh, I knew she was going to show up first. As soon as...
Absolutely. I did too. I was like, immediately.
Now, at this time, I don't really know what this, is it safe to call her a middle-aged lady? I don't know.
I would say she's a middle-aged lady, yeah.
I didn't know what she's capable of. Because I was just like...
She was a little suspicious.
Well, I was just like, I can't see her eyes in her glasses. So this is concerning to me.
Yeah.
I can tell your character a little bit by your eyes. And I have this lady who's like, she's willing to leave the room. She's climbing the tower.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what are you climbing this tower for? What powers do you have? she clearly has a connection where she wants to keep this little one safe. It's just like, what's going on? Did she give her up for, at first I was just like, maybe it's like something, like that guy. I was like, maybe this is his daughter. I'm like, I didn't know. Like, a lot of stuff was going down.
We're introduced to a lot of characters.
Like this Kane guy. Mm-hmm. I like him. He seemed cool.
He's cool.
I figure you like him because he meets your MO of like changing up the outfits.
He does change up the outfits.
You guys were real huge on Yuri changing her outfits.
It's important
for no reason. So he changed up his outfits.
It's something to make worth noting. Fair. Worth noting.
And then, like you said, it just became at a certain point comical relief.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Love, the director.
I mean, I was thrown off by one of the test administrators.
Yes.
Yeah, I was thrown off. I'll be honest, I was not expecting a lot from this kid at all.
Neither did the president's crew. Hence why they were laughing at him.
Right, but then he showed us that he can actually there's a reason why he's a test administrator.
I never doubted this.
I mean, for me, I'm just saying, I did. I was like, hey, I could admit I was wrong. I was like, there is a reason why he's administering the test on the 20th floor, because this is a make or break floor. So.
I like the fact that the person in charge of him was just like, now go buy them some fried chicken.
Right.
And he's like, what sauce? And he's like, just get out of here. I was just like, so yes, you redeemed yourself completely now, love, with all of that. And then we saw that glance, and I was just like, man, I miss Khun. And then we got to see a whole episode and stuff of Khun, and I was just like, yay. So I was thrown off, I'm not gonna lie. First of all, I don't know how I feel about this guy. When we get introduced to Eden Dan,
okay,
I was just like, what is this, 2 names? So it's just like Eden Dan the Scout. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah. But he's known as to be the fastest person in the tower.
I mean,
which is crazy.
And Khun didn't disappoint.
Khun never does.
I know.
I was like, he was playing the long.
This is why I was confused.
Look, Khun is true. Look, this is what I'm talking about. Okay. Khun's truly in it for the long haul. Sure. When it comes to getting revenge on Rachel.
Oh, 100%.
And I love it because he's like, he doesn't trust anything that she's doing. And he's like, the fact that he's pushing her around in this wheelchair.
I was talking about he didn't disappoint when he was recruiting Eden Dan.
That too.
Because when he was just like, I purchased everyone in here is a hunter and he's like, I've hired all of them, so try to get out of here. And it's just like he was just in this guy's head, living rent free. Mm-hmm. But no, what you were saying is 100% because when they first showed Khun interact with Rachel, I was just like, no.
Right.
I was like,
I was doubtful. I said, Khun, what are you doing?
I went ahead and said, what's going on here? Mm-hmm. Khun is talking with Rachel
in a nice manner.
I was like, we hate her.
Absolutely.
But Khun, I said, I'm going to trust you because Khun always knew how to play the game. So I said, this must be a trick. Mm-hmm. And sure enough, and you know what? Rachel's just so stupid.
Can't stand Rachel.
She's just so stupid.
She's probably one of the most, for me, she's in my top 5 hated people of all time.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie to you. I started searching for my hate book.
Okay.
Just so I could put Jolly Rogers near her name. I'm like, just Skull and Bones.
She's awful.
And she's just so stupid and smug.
Yeah.
He has a device outside her window. Mm-hmm. We see you moving around, you dumb, stupid, smug, stupid.
We already know you're lying, Rachel.
And I'm glad.
And walking everything.
Yeah, and he said it best. He's like, he put this new team together, and I was like, oh, cool. Khun's got a new team. I'm like, that right.
Now, I will say with this new, I feel like this is this new little team that's more of that can go out and handle stuff.
Sure.
I was confused because I was like, isn't, what's his name, Rand? Or Ra?
Rand.
Yeah. I was like, aren't they related? Aren't they all part
They certainly look like it.
Yeah, but I was like, but they don't acknowledge it. I was just like, is that part of about being part of the top families? Because, I guess Khun's father has just that many kids, and he's just like, it's none of my business.
Hey, he might also just be down for the cause, though. let's put the end of this. So he put a group together, and then we were seeing the chess, which reminded me a lot of a Togegaku game. Is that what it is?
Tomodachi game?
Tomodachi game.
Such a good show. Such a great show.
Waiting for him to come back.
It's a good show.
And they kind of just broke it down. How he went ahead, he was talking to the previous, our previous group. It's like, yo, Rachel's behind it. And I hate that he told that one guy. I always consider that one guy to be the version of that guy I can't stand in Blue Lock. They look so similar. The bald monk guy.
Oh yeah.
I was just like, of all the people to tell, why tell this loser?
I was like, he's not reliable.
So he's like, you lead them. And then it kind of got me thinking. I was like, were we in the golden age of the tower? Because then I started thinking about like everyone who was in that original party with Bam, and I was just like, wow. Instead of that one dude and Rachel, like we were like the group. Like that was one.
Well, you mean Paraku, the green guy?
What green guy?
The green guy with he ends up being a menace later. Paraku.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, well, I would actually put him kind of in that group, but
I mean, because he was just following around Rock.
Right. Yeah, but what I just meant that was one heck of a testing group, apparently.
It was
because like we had some of the strongest E ranks, and then I kept thinking, I was like, when I kept seeing the verbiage, I was like, my gosh, we're only E ranks. I was just like, do they not go off the same other system? I'm like, that means there's some badder, stronger, crazier people. How many seasons is this thing gonna get?
Who knows?
So, but yeah, I was just like, man, we were in like some top notch, prime rib stuff. So then all the groups separated. We're like, we're gonna all meet back up. And when he put this group together, he's like, do not have any emotion toward her. Do not befriend her. Like, he wants to ruin her life.
He was like, be cordial to her. He said, do not befriend this person.
He's going to mentally destroy her. And I can't wait. And then there was just one episode, I forget which one it was, where they kind of showed her, like, laughing at the end. And I was just like, it's like, my hate knows no bounds. I was like,
yes.
I was like, you don't deserve to laugh.
Yeah.
You deserve a knife to your throat.
Absolutely. She needs to get out of here. She's a problem. She's definitely a problem.
Yeah, I wrote down and just wrote, like, I hate Rachel so much.
I know. Then what she did to Dan.
Oh, my gosh.
It was terrible.
I can't.
Yeah, because I was shocked that Apple was in on it with Rachel. I was shocked. Not too shocked, but I was still shocked.
I never trusted Apple.
Yeah.
Like, we got introduced to all these, I don't want to call them all losers, but we got introduced to, like, never trusted Apple. Only really trust Rand. I
trusted Novik.
I trust Novik. I kind of wanted to trust Gu-Tang. I don't trust Michael. His name was just too basic.
That's fair. Yeah. That's fair. Yeah.
And I think the reason why I never trusted Apple, one, her demeanor, two, it has nothing, there's no way they're the same vibes. But when I hear Apple, I think Sugar Apple. And I was just like, there's so much I can't stand about that show. So I'm just like, I can't stand Apple. Okay. Yeah. Also, I bought some apple cider, and it wasn't like Michigan apple cider. Yeah. And it's okay, but it wasn't great. So everything Apple related has been
it was just bad one thing after another.
Yeah. So
she like, never stood a chance.
Yeah. No, not in my eyes.
Well, thank goodness that she wasn't a good guy.
I was like the worst. Before the Apple nonsense, we found out why Bam was doing all this. He's being blackmailed.
He is, which just makes sense.
He's being forced. He didn't want to do nothing. Even after he failed, he's just trying to get his thoughts together. He didn't want to leave. He just wanted to be like, let me try to figure this out. Right. And then that stupid administrator guy's like, no, you're going to do this or we're going to start killing your friends. One by one. Every test you fail, we're killing them. Every this, we're going to kill them. And I'm just like, how would you go? How would you go do something yourself? Like, why do I have to help you? Do it yourself.
Yeah.
Losers.
I mean, yeah, he gets black belted to join in food. I will say the person that trained him, Ha Jin Sung, he's pretty cool.
I thought the girl was pretty cool, the redhead.
She is. It made me think of a lot of different questions, though, about her.
Yeah, because how we were first introduced to her was different.
Yeah, it was different, but then, like, I feel like here, we got more information about, we got more information about the world a little bit, because, so we know that she's a guide, and so there are two types of people who actually know, or two types of people who know how to, like, navigate the tower, and it's guides, and then, what was the other one? It was, and that's mainly because they're, like, who was it? It wasn't, dwarves? Was it dwarves? Am I?
Maybe.
Yes.
I didn't write this down. Okay.
No, there's a lot. There's a lot in there. No, because there's there are two types of races in the tower. It's like red witches, which she's part of, right, and then dwarves.
Okay.
And so they're guides, but I guess red witches, they have more of a better ability to see through the tower. But I think that's one of the main reasons why she hasn't died yet, is because they're just like, because she's able to move freely throughout the different floors.
Gotcha.
And so I was just like, what is this? I was like, we're getting more information. I was like, oh my gosh.
Okay.
I was like, it continues to build. And I was like, okay.
I just don't know what they're building to.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest.
I don't know either, because like, and I know I'm jumping because I finally get to the workshop, because it seems like we're building to this moment where basically the teams from the first season,
right,
or from your word, like the golden age of the tower, and now our new group are all converging together and to like, you know, do something else. But I'm just like, what are we building to? What are we doing? Because we're introduced to like
so many people.
So many people are being introduced to like the technology of the tower, like what the workshop's able to do. We're introduced to Emily, which was crazy. We got introduced to that one guy, and I don't even know why we were introduced to him.
There's just a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of stuff.
And then it's almost like we can't forget that one tester from back in the original season
who's still looking out for us.
Yeah, he wants this. He wants the establishment to go down. He's like something's not right here. Mm-hmm. Let's figure this out. So it's just like so much going on. It's vertical world building. Mm-hmm. You know, we're in a tower.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
Because it's just, I don't know. I just don't know what the end game is. Like for slime,
because we haven't made it far in the tower.
No,
at all.
We haven't.
Do we know
how many floors it is?
I feel like
we've been told before.
I feel like we have. I feel like it's like over 100 floors.
And because
it's more than 100 floors.
Like so many people got stopped on the 20th.
Well, yeah, they set up camp and build lives there.
Right. So just like,
I think it's like 100. It's more than 100 floors.
I just don't. I think my biggest problem with it is just like, and I'm sure some people who like read it, they might have more of an understanding. But for me, just watching it, it's like, so what are we doing? Because I like games, okay. Mm-hmm. But even when Love was explaining the rules of that one game for the rooms,
it was really confusing.
I was lost.
I was like, who is this for?
I was complete, and part of me was just like, because like I will pause it, I will write down everyone's stats, I will do all types of stuff. Mm-hmm. I was like, I don't think I'm going to understand this, even if I keep rewinding. These
it didn't make any sense.
So I was just like, I'm just going to push forward. I was like,
it wasn't a good game.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
It wasn't a good game at all. A lot of people died.
His game was more simpler. He was just playing catch between him and Bam to try to, and Bam had to stop the thing from getting over there. That's a simpler game. Make that for me.
Right.
But I'm like, and I feel horrible, not thinking back after talking to you right now. Hopefully we were in a different room. But it's like, we're eating fried chicken with sauce. Like, a person died.
It's true.
Nina died.
Right, she did.
So I was just like,
she really did.
Like, hello, like, hopefully that old couple died, But
I felt so bad for Nina. They were just trying to be like a good little person, help people.
When Nina showed up, like on the next candidates to do the tower, I was just like, it's like good for you, Nina. Mm-hmm. You took that leap. You're gonna try to make it in the tower. It's like good for you.
I just don't know why. I just don't know why people are doing this.
It's a tough world.
Apparently, I was really happy when the original trio got back together.
Sure.
Khun, Rock, and Bam.
They're all great.
I loved it when Rock came in immediately and he was like, "Why are we discussing any of this? If he's there, let's just go get him. Why are y'all doing all this?" And Khun's like, "No." And he was like, "What's the holdup?"
Hey, Rock's always been a brute.
He is. But he can back it up though. I think that's the worst part.
Yeah, okay.
But most of his because I think it's the worst part because he's just like, I'm gonna go ahead and do this.
Right.
I'm telling you I'm gonna do this. Sure. I understand you don't want me to do it, sure, but that's not what matters. He was like, we want to get him? Cool, let's just go get him.
Yeah. Like Khun's the planning. He's just goes. I think that's why I love Bam. Him rocking him. Mm-hmm. They just charge in. They're like, let's do this.
They're like, there's nothing to talk about. So that was great. I was like, this is how we're going to be reunited? Sure. Fine. Not a problem. And then, just continues to get crazier from then on. I don't like Reflex Joe, and how he was black and like the way that he was handling Bam. So not a fan of him. I feel like he can go in the Can't Stand book.
Okay.
Just gotta put that out there. And I also can't stand Shia. Yeah, I can't stand her. She was the one with the bunny ears.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm just like, I just didn't get what her whole purpose was. Like, they were clinging to Bam like he's just gonna be this new savior or whatever. Sure. And I love how Bam was like, I'm not.
Right.
He's like, I'm not gonna be some god for you. I'm not gonna grant any wishes. Like, don't do that. But she continues to do so anyway. But yeah, I'm just not a fan of her. Not a fan of her either.
Not enough for me to back putting her in a book.
I'm not to put her in a book, but I'm just saying she's someone I don't appreciate.
When you use the word like, I can't stand.
I can't stand it. I can't stand her, but I feel like she's gonna be someone that we're gonna utilize throughout the rest of the show.
Okay.
Because like she basically does make her living by like selling information. So I feel like she's
useful.
She's useful, and I just can't stand it. But she's here. What else? Yeah, there's just a lot.
Do we have any information when the next season drops?
No.
Okay, because I feel like that would be beneficial.
That would be very helpful. Question: what were your thoughts when you found out that Kang is one of the first human experiments for the workshop?
Confused.
Okay. I was too. I was confused, and then his brother too, and it was a whole thing. I will say I can't stand the brother. I feel like he was doing the most.
Rand?
No. Kasano?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I feel like he was doing too much. Yeah, I don't know what his end goal is now, because like he was under the impression that the scientist woman loved him and stuff, and she's like, no. And so he's just like gone to this whole life of crime. I just don't know what he's doing. I don't know what it's about.
Right.
He's impacted our crew in a very large way. So just not a fan of him. Just not a fan. What else?
I'm saving judgment.
Okay.
I mean, love does things to people.
Mm-hmm.
So, for all I know, he might be vital down the road.
I just don't know.
So I'm just gonna.
I would say the whole workshop thing confused me.
Oh
like the different experiments and stuff. Because then we find out that Bam's technically one of the experiments, but I was like, how?
Right, an experiment to what extent?
Exactly, because I was like, y'all. I mean, I granted, I understand in this tower everybody lives forever, and that age doesn't really mean anything. But I really do feel like these two are much. I just don't know. I just don't know. And then like whole thing with Emily and how Emily came about and whether or not she was actually a person, because I thought Emily was a person, but she was never a person. She was never a person.
Okay.
And so I felt betrayed, and I was just like, then Emily has all the answers to everybody in the tower, which is crazy.
I don't know what to believe.
I don't know.
In anything. Like, there was also that one gatekeeper in the very first episode season. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like, it just makes you go back and think too much. It's like, yeah. Was that person an administrator?
Which one? The rabbit looking one?
Yeah, the rabbit looking one.
I know. So I had to go back. I went back. Okay, we did and he had some words for Rachel to say, like, this isn't about you. Right. You know, and I was just like, once again. Which is why
I mean, it needed to be said.
It did need to be said. Yeah, I'm not sure what he was. I don't know if he was an administrator. I don't know if he's
the guardian. Was he an experiment?
What? Or is he the guardian of the tower? Who knows? Who knows?
He definitely seems like he's the one who allows entry, and like. Now or is he some type of? I wanted to say like a backdoor entry, but remember that one lady of royalty was there. So I'm just like, because if that's the case, there's no way he would have let that kid in. So I'm just like,
I mean, I just don't know. But if you lived in the tower, but that's the thing, is that the administrator for people who are irregulars who are coming into the tower? Because if you're born into the tower, right? Mm-hmm. At what point do you enter? At what point do you enter like the testing the floors, like the levels? At what point are you like if you're born on the 15th floor? Are they gonna send you all the way back down to the first floor to go all the way back up?
Well, now I wonder. Are the 10 great families even of the tower? So what if? Because they treat this tower like it's testing grounds. You know, what if the world consists of these 10 great families, and they send their kids for achievement and notoriety? They send them to the tower. I don't know.
I mean, no.
Or when you come of age, you go to the tower.
I mean, I think they're in the tower. I think they're of the tower.
Well, then why was she at the bottom floor with Bam?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
It's just too confusing.
I don't know.
We need some concrete answers, not just answers. We need concrete answers.
That's
right. I need something to stand on.
Yes. We definitely need more answers. I just don't know. Yeah, because I'm just like, this is great. I mean, because like we're bringing up good points of just like, at what point are you able to start testing to go further up the floors? But like we said, the tower is life. The tower is a lifestyle, and people are living here. Yes. Like those old people didn't make it from the first floor to the 20th floor to start a ramen shop. Right. So at what point? So yeah, I don't know. So this is interesting. I'm not really sure. I don't know. Unless it's like a parallel thing. Anyways, more comedic relief. Quattro Blitz, confusing John Wang Nam for his bird was crazy. That was wild. And the fact that Ja even went with it for that long and tried to use it to his advantage, I was like, who are these people? So yeah, there's just like a lot going on. We got Dorsey back. You know, she's everyone's favorite of the world apparently. You know, so
I guess.
I mean, listen, it's true. Like, she's a fan favorite of the masses.
Oh.
So
okay, it's news to me.
I mean, you could tell just from like the news reporters and everyone that was losing their minds when she was there.
Oh, I thought you took it as like
no
anime fans.
No, I'm talking about of the actual tower.
Okay, got
She's
it.
probably
Yeah,
one of the most popular ones. Oh, and it was funny to see that fake Violet. That was crazy. It was like that silly.
Well, I just checked. It ain't coming out at least unless it's gonna be winter 2026. I'm not seeing where this next tower guy is coming from. So we're gonna just be lost, confused, awaiting answers. Still hating Rachel.
I mean, I'm fine with the hating Rachel part. That's fine.
I don't want to talk to anyone named Rachel.
I mean, listen, I am mindful of people in my life if their name is Rachel. Let's also just going back it up. Ulrich Mazzino. How powerful is this guy?
I thought it was Mazzino.
Yeah, Mazzino. Yeah.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Well, he's been killing rankers. So it's pretty powerful. Yeah. And they made it quite clear where they're like,
he's like the strongest active person right now.
Well, I mean, the people would say regulars are like, the thought of someone going one-on-one with a ranker seems unfathomable. Like, it can't happen at all. So this dude's just been killing these dudes for fun.
Yeah, just for funsies.
So, yeah, he's strong. But can't kill. Well, what's his end game?
I don't think I think he's just having a good time.
Oh, okay. I
think his end game is like, hey, he's at a point where he can do whatever he wants. And he proceeds accordingly.
Now, it's almost like I don't want to use the word fearful. Because it's almost like he hasn't pressed his luck. Like, he's been handling rankers, but it's just like, go take out a top one. Go take out a top administrator if that's okay. Go after Jihad. Just go be king.
Like, I don't think he wants to be king.
So that's why
I don't think he's interested.
Then why do all this?
Like I said, I think he's just like, he wants to do what he wants. And that's how he's just moving.
Seems like pretty rough lifestyle to me.
I mean, look, I think he's fine with it. I think he's fine with it. I really think he is.
All right. That's all I got. I want more answers.
Yeah, same. I feel like more information, 100%. Can't stand Rachel. She's the worst. Unfortunately, we're gonna see more of her. Yeah, just happy. I'm just excited to see how Khun's, plans are just gonna continue to unfold and unravel. I mean, I think it's gonna be a treat for everyone involved later. And yeah. Until 2026, I guess, for Tower of God. Maybe. Who knows? But we definitely need more answers. All right.